Mum, clean up your room, we're having guests. Me, I didn't realize that we are eating in my room. Mum, with all the cups and plates laying around, we just might. Ooh. You just got outplayed. Oh. Also, if you do have a lot of plates, cups and whatnot in your room, might I suggest clean up your room. Just spend a couple of hours, clean up your room, just make it nice and tidy, and you'll feel so much better afterwards. Trust me on this one. It gets you into a really good headspace knowing that your general location and where you spend a lot of your time isn't a mess and a clutter. It helps declutter the mind, you know? Hello and welcome to Kalbus. My name is Zen, and today we're taking a look at r/me IRL, a subreddit dedicated to things that are it just hits way too close to home, you know? It's just me IRL. Very relatable posts. Let's jump straight in. Just realized that Bob from Stranger Things is Doug from 50 First Dates, and I don't know what to do with this information. Sam Gamgee did not help Frodo take the ring all the way to Mordor to destroy Sauron and save Middle-earth, just to be recognized as Bob and Doug. Out of everything, that's what you recognize him from? Okay, I get Bob from Stranger Things, because it's a lot more current, it's a lot more recent, and it's been quite a kind of cultural phenomenon in the last couple of years. But Samwise Gamgee, Sean Astin, he was like one of the main two. No! Lord of the Rings. I need to watch them all again. I really do. I've got the extended editions of all three. I need to just sit down and spend a day It's like, what, 12 to 13 hours if you watch all of them? I'm still in isolation. Let's do this. Family-sized bag of Doritos exists. Me, you know, I'm something of a family myself. Recommended portions and family-sized sharing bags. Let's be honest, we tend not to share them with the family. They are just, you're right. They're about the portion that we tend to just have to ourselves. Ooh, I feel very called out right now. Can I get some confirmation in the comments below, okay? Over the last few years, have the size of bags of sharing stuff gone down? And they've just essentially made less for more? I remember when I was younger that I could just get like a huge freaking Mars bar for like £1. But now you can't see them anywhere, and they're much more expensive. And bags of crisps and chips and all that used to be massive, but now they're not. And now they've gone to family sharing mode, and now they're smaller than what they used to. Am I the only one that feels like this is the way it's gone? Can I get confirmation on this? Am I going crazy? Big congratulations to drugs for winning the war on drugs. Okay. How was it a war if the drugs never fought back? The people surrounding the drugs maybe fought back, but the drugs itself never fought. How can you fight a war against something inanimate? Tell me about this. You don't hear much on the war on drugs much anymore, do you? Because they just kind of realized, we're not winning. The more you try and prohibit something, the more people find ways to work around it, you know? It's the same thing that happened with, like, prohibition of alcohol and, like, moonshine and speakeasies and all that came up. But don't get me wrong, I'm not very well informed on all of this, so I can't make a educated stance on this whole, on like, just drugs and all that kind of stuff. So I'm not going to say anything, I'm just going to move on. Futurama! All time travel to the year 2020 is strictly prohibited. Hang on a minute. I've gone over this image before, and it is very much a doctored image. It would be amazing if Futurama managed to call this, you know, back when it was out, like, what was it, early 2000s? When did Futurama come out? Oh god, I remember when it first started. When was the runtime? Like, 1999 to 2003. Oh, I remember watching the first episode when it came out. That's, ooh. Imagine if that was the intro slate back then. If they managed to call it all the way back then. Oof. Ooh. Scientists just erase certain memories from a snail's brain, and they'll think it'll work with humans too. Scientists, do you remember anything? Snail. My god, what have we done? How did they test this? How did they test this? Show the snail flashcards, it speaks. Did they teach a snail to speak? And then they tried to erase the memories of it being able to speak. Did they? I think the real amazing scientific achievement here is making a snail speak, hypothetically. How did they test this? How did they test if they got rid of memories from a snail's brain? Me, can I book an extra session next week to help with my claustrophobia? Therapist, I think I could squeeze you in. You can what? Oh, choice of words. You know, I'm pretty sure everyone listening to this has had an experience of just being like, you know that there's like something that you should not say or mention or bring attention to, and you're just thinking so hard about it, and you're like, don't say it, don't say it, don't say it, and you just say it. You just say it. Like, I've done that so many times, and I hate myself afterwards every single time. And the one that comes to mind is I used to work in a supermarket on the floor, and a blind woman just walked on up and was like, hey, I'm trying to look for something. Could you find it for me? I was like, yeah, I can see if I can find it for you. Oh! I just walked off, grabbed the jar of pickles or whatever it was, brought it back, was like, here you go. And I just walked off. I brought no more attention to it. I escaped. I have done things like that on way too many occasions. Me, pulls loose thread in shirt. That part of the shirt. Look, if there is like a loose thread, if there is something hanging off of your shirt or like some of your clothes, you're just gonna pull at it. You know, it's there to be played with. And even if you know it's gonna ruin that bit of clothing eventually, you just go for it anyway. You just go for it. Look, if it wasn't designed to be messed with, if it wasn't designed to just for the thread to be pulled, we wouldn't be using threads. That's my argument. It's not very good, but that's the argument I'm going with. Ranch hand, have you ever ridden a horse? Me, riding it like a skateboard. Yeah. Ranch hand, that's not how you kick flips horse. Holy freaking Oh no. This just immediately conjures just like Cal from the ASDF movie. I'm real human, yeah? Oh god, could you imagine? Could you imagine if that's how we rode all forms of transportation? Hey, I'm just gonna go for a drive in my car, jumps on roof, starts skateboarding away. Kick flips down the interstate on a car. Oh no. When you cut down a tree in Italy, that's a big allow me log. Why is this in me IRL? How many times have you cut down a tree and it's just comprised of meat and just bark? What? Why is this in the IRL? This doesn't make sense. Also, if this is a meat tree, I'm pretty sure that's the technical term for a giraffe. I'm just putting it out there, okay? When you lean on the glass of the bus. That was... Okay, when I was at college, I lived quite far away, so every single day when I was going to college, right, I had to travel 2.5 hours one way. That's 5 hours of bus travel per day I had to go to college 5 days a week, right? And I would just, I don't know, it got to the point where I'd just fall asleep with my head against the window, and from the vibrations and just how many stops there were, I could just fall asleep and wake up, and I would be at the right stop. I think this was the most valuable skill I learned from college. Using Ouija Board. Hello, is there anyone there? Why? Oh, you. Ah, damn it, it's a soldier board. Could you imagine, right? From the point of recording a couple of days ago was the hashtag Eminem is dead on Twitter. Could you imagine just using a Ouija board and it's just like you get in contact with Eminem or just any rapper and you're just trying to like keep up with what they're saying because they're just rapping way too hard. Rapid fire Ouija board messages. Oh, just messing with us from beyond the grave, rapping on a board. Gotta reach for it. Yes. What? It's such an awkward system. There's this old, if anyone's seen like some of the old episodes of Mr. Bean, there's this one episode where he just brings like, you know those grabby claw things where it's just like you pull a trigger and it pulls like, closes a claw? It's meant to be a joke, but it's genius. It's actually genius because he's trying to get into a parking lot and it's just, why stretch? Just get one of those grabby claw things and just grab and push in. It's so smart. These things are designed to be awkward. Design graduate builds a gun that transforms your tears into bullets. Here's a link. I just want to know who hurt her so badly to the point where she made this invention. That's a fair point. Most inventions come from the idea of needing something, finding the problem, and trying to find a solution for it. So, who hurt her so bad that she thought, these tears of mine that this situation has caused, I must use and vent back towards them at high velocity? Astronaut Leyland Melvin included his rescued dogs in best NASA portrait ever. I'm so glad he rescued those dogs from space. Look, I get it. I get it, you're meant to take your dogs out for a walk, but if you're in space, do not take your dogs out for a spacewalk. That is extremely dangerous, and it's how you get stranded dogs in space. Melvin, you are a hero. You are a national hero. I applaud you. Thank you for rescuing these dogs. Look at the dogs, they look so happy. Oh, dogs make everything better. I don't think I'll have kids. Plain invites arguments. This bloodline dies with me. Assertive, metal as hell. Implies you're taking on a great and noble burden which allows no arguments. No, I get this. I get this. I have thought about this, and the situation in which I'll only ever have kids is if I am in a financially and emotionally secure place. Because if I'm going to bring children into this world, I want to make sure that they're not going to be in a bad situation from the get-go. And myself and my partner, you know? By bringing more people into the family, and causing a lot more issues for everyone involved, I wouldn't want to do that. If anything, I would probably adopt. Like, straight up, running a foster home doesn't actually sound like a bad idea to me if it means helping younger, unfortunate children. That sounds good to me. When you meet his homeboys and you got the ugliest one. My girl liked this and I don't know how to feel about this. I do not like this post. It rubs me the wrong way. Just this mentality, because I know there are people out there that are gonna be thinking like this, and it's a case of, oh, he has attractive friends, I chose poorly. No, did you choose? Does this person that you're with, do you vibe well with them? Do you get on with them? Do you enjoy their company? If you're basing a relationship on physical attractiveness, it's gonna be extremely difficult to make it work long term. Like, don't get me wrong, physical attractiveness is going to always be a part in finding people that you're interested in romantically, but it also depends personally how much you depend on that as a defining factor for people that you're attractive to. For me personally, it's more about the personality, as cliche as that sounds. If I get on well with someone, that's what I look for primarily, and if they're good looking and if they're cute and all that kind of stuff, that's just an added bonus on top. When I'm serious, wall of text. When I'm excited, text. Yeah, I do this. I do this. I do this a lot. Oh, wow. Yeah, this subreddit really does call you out, huh? Although most people, there's a lot of people that I talk to that are just primarily on the right-hand side. So I don't know if that they're just constantly excited or it's just more like a kind of train of thought, just typing out as they go instead of composing a thesis to send as a text. Anyway, that's all the time we have for today on Kalbus. If you liked the video, consider dropping a like or maybe even doing a cheeky little subscribe, because all the support you've been giving to us recently has been phenomenal. We cannot say thank you enough. If you want to see some more r/me IRL and get ready to relate to more things and make it go, okay, then just wait a few more seconds, because another video will be popping up on your screen just then. But on that note, I have been your host Zen, and I hope to see you in the very next video. Have a great rest of your day.